Hello everyone, so today I'm going to talk about my absolute favorite tropes and I'm going to give like book recommendations for each of them, so hopefully you'll have something to read later. So the first one is enemies to lovers. I think a lot of the romance book girlies are going to agree with me. I love the tension that comes with enemies to lovers, but without further ado, I'm going to talk about some books that are like up there in the enemies to lovers genre for me. So the first one is Punk 57. I've mentioned this in one of my videos, but it's because it's like my absolute favorite book. I don't know what it is about it. I love that the story is a bit different than your usual enemies to lovers. I think that the plot is there, the characters are good. It's just great all around, and I just have to mention it for enemies to lovers. And then the other one that I haven't talked about as much is, or at all in my other videos, is Trick Me Twice. I read it a while ago, so to be honest with you, I can't even remember the plot. I just remember it being interesting and having a lot of tension and being a little spicy. That's all I'm gonna tell you, because honestly that's all I can remember. But I remember it being good, and if I remember like the name of this book, that's like a huge thing for me because I never remember names. So yes, Punk 57 and Trick Me Twice are like my absolute favorite for that trope. There are some other ones, but I think they fall more into like the dark romance category, and we're not gonna get into that today. So the second trope is fake dating. This one I like in books and in movies or TV shows. You know what? Like, I don't care what media you're giving me the story on, I'll take it. It's just so interesting to have someone like pretend to do all this and along the way being like, hold on, this might actually be the person for me. Like, kind of like finding out that way, I think is so interesting, and sometimes can be even funny. My book recommendation for that one is The Deal by Ella Kennedy. I said it once and I'll say it again. I love Elle Kennedy. She's one of my OG like romance book authors, so I will keep reading her books and I will keep mentioning her because I love it. So The Deal is actually part of a series. It has a fake dating trope, but it also has like the college romance trope and the sports romance trope, so it's like all in one. And talking about sports romance trope, that is my next one. It's definitely one of my top 5 tropes. It makes it more interesting than your usual just like college or workplace or this and that like setting. So in the sports romance category, I have to mention the book This Is Falling. So this book is like so special to me because it's one of the first romance books I've ever read. One of the books that really got me into reading like romance books and like got me hooked. In this book, this girl goes to college, and there she meets this other like college student, and he's like a baseball player, so that's where the whole sports trope comes in. And I can't tell you much about the plot because I read it so long ago. I'm telling you, this is one of the first like romance books I've read. But I can tell you that both the characters have a great backstory. I can tell you that I cried, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I cried. And I can tell you that it is so worth it to read. And then my next, is there a next one? Oh yeah, oh my god. My next trope, last but not least, love triangles. There's something to be said about a good love triangle. I love when you have like that tension of like, why are you like hanging out with this other person when I'm the one who like loves you, like I'm the one who wants to be with you. I love that kind of like angst almost. And let me tell you, recently I read the book Girl Abroad by Elle Kennedy, and I didn't expect it to be anything. I honestly just kind of bought it because it was Elle Kennedy and I like this author. And I started reading, and it kind of reads like a TV show. You know what I'm saying? Like, some books feel like a movie, others feel like a TV show in a way that it's like you kind of see the main characters like day to day, and like they're discovering things and they're meeting new people. So that's like really fun. So towards the beginning I was like, oh, this is cute, this is fun. And then you start seeing like the first part of the love triangle develop, and then comes in the third person in the love triangle, and you're like, oh my god. And like most of the time I feel like with love triangles, like we know the one that's like the weaker like connection, and we're like, okay, thanks for participating, but we know you're not gonna win. This book was not like that at all. When I was reading Girl Abroad, I literally had no clue who she was gonna pick. I kept thinking it could literally be either of them. And at some point I was like, is she even gonna pick one of them? Is she just gonna be like, I'm gonna do me, bye, and not pick any of them? That's the level of like suspense almost that I was at. And you only ever really find out about who she picked literally at the end. To me, there were like no clues as to which one was better, and I love that. So if you want a good love triangle, read Girl Abroad. If you have any book recommendations for any of these tropes, please let me know. I'm always looking for like new stuff to read. And if you like this video, please, like it. And yeah, I'll see you next week. Bye.